conversation with Adar Poonawalla from Serum Institute. Thank you very much for talking to Money Control. The last 2 years, a lot of discussion was centered around the pandemic, how to manage it, how to navigate it. Do you think that's taken a backseat in light of other factors, geopolitical risks, inflation, slowing growth, recession, and so on? Have people sort of taken their eyes off the pandemic?
Well, no, not entirely. I think, yes, everyone's been wanting to get back to normal and, the disruption in supply chains and commodity prices, so many other impacts that the pandemic has had. I think as soon as the China issue sort of subsides, and we're trying to even offer vaccines to them as boosters to help them with that from the West, from India, but still there hasn't been much of a response. I think everyone will be sort of at ease once that subsides, because the fear is that China shouldn't end up infecting some other pockets and countries. Having said that, most countries like India have had excellent vaccination coverage and records with good vaccines, and other countries have. So there really is no reason to panic. But if you ask me, this is the only final point on the pandemic that people are a little concerned about.
Concerning, because China has opened up in a big
Yes.
way, and there's no way to really get verified information on what's actually going on there. We have to rely on all sorts of videos that end up coming up on social media. So is that the X factor?
Well, I mean, look, I won't, in a few months, I think it'll even subside over there. They had a zero COVID policy, so no one was infected. They couldn't build herd immunity. I won't comment on their vaccines and vaccine program, but, so all that will take a few months, and I wish them the best of luck. And we all hope that they end this period of their infection rate, which is very high, and hospitalizations, which is very sad to see. And after that, I think the world will be far more at ease in terms of investments and so many other things that. And look, the world depends on China also to a certain extent on many things. It's also an opportunity for India. Today over here, there aren't many options for cooperation and investment. I mean, if you look at where everyone wants to invest, the theme today here at Davos is cooperation. So India is
Cooperation in a fragmented world.
Absolutely. So it's spot on, and everyone's looking at India. So it's great. It's a great moment for us.
Right. Adar, you mentioned how India managed to vaccinate at scale, and despite a very brutal second wave, we somehow got back on our feet. We managed to vaccinate at scale. But while we've been able to vaccinate people with 2 doses, the precautionary dose, the booster dose, there is still a lot left to be desired there. So again, what needs to be done here again? Is it because people are back in full force, offline travel is back, education is back, school is back, shopping is back, etc.?
No, I think, it's fair to say that a lot of people have gone through a challenging time, and, vaccinations has been a great success thanks to Modi ji's campaigning and pushing and explaining to everyone how important it is. That's why, dose 1 and dose 2 was very high. I think now at this stage, with hardly any cases in India, of course, the government is providing again free boosters to people. But, it's a personal choice if you want to take it, if you feel you're in a vulnerable category or not. Covovax, our new booster, which is now licensed as of yesterday from the DCGI, is very good against Omicron, and it's available as a booster. So, it's really now people's choice if they really want to go into it.
But is India managing the next stage of the pandemic? Because it's not over. At least,
But it's at a very manageable level. I mean, you've seen a slight
people are
spike
talking about how
in the
new
winter
variants
months.
are
Yes.
still coming up.
Yes, but as I said, the vaccines we've taken in India have been very good. And that's given clearly a lot of protection. The vulnerable, the elderly could look at taking boosters if you're traveling, you're very social, or you're interacting with large groups of people. I do recommend taking a booster. And, some people take a flu shot every year. This will become one of those kind of shots now.
Right. Serum Institute had to really again ramp up at scale in the last couple of years because of the vaccination program. And I think a bulk of your focus went into Covishield and right now Covovax. But what else can we look forward to in terms of the vaccines you will focus on? And what sort of global markets are you focusing on? Because I'm sure there is a lot of demand for these vaccines in other emerging markets.
So, I'm very excited. This year, we're going to have two launches. One
Hmm.
of the cervical cancer vaccine, the HPV vaccine, which prevents cervical cancer in women, and a malaria vaccine for the African continent, which we've
Hmm.
also been working on with the Oxford University for a couple of years now. So, we're submitting all that to the WHO for their approval. And, the malaria vaccine will be end of this year and HPV very soon.
Hmm.
So I'm really excited to get back to the vaccines that, for women and for children that we had always planned and worked very
And
hard with
this
the
is for
team.
the India and the global.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
India and the globe. It's all about making affordable vaccines at scale, and that's
Hmm.
been the heart of our mission, to make all our vaccines as accessible and affordable to, people across the globe.
Right. On that note, thank you very much, Adar Poonawalla,
Thank
for
you.
talking to Money
Thank
Control.
you.
Thank you.